From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
A massive, multi-crore charity scandal has broken out involving someone who says she's a journalist called Rana Ayyub. Now, what has come out is truly shocking. She was amassing money running into crores of rupees, raising it in campaigns in the name of the impoverished, the poor, and the needy, in the name of COVID. All of this money, the way it was being brought in by her in campaigns, is being seriously investigated. The Enforcement Directorate has attached 1.77 crore rupees that was lying in her account. Ladies and gentlemen, this case brings into light a larger issue. Do some people use the name of the poor, use crisis, use even COVID, use the name of the impoverished to raise a lot of money, violate all rules, then transfer the money into accounts, and lo and behold, even put lots of money into personal fixed deposits? There's no point trying to say now that this is a government targeting case, because if you hear the details of the case, it will really make you think on how something like this is allowed to happen in our country. Let's debate.
In 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit the world, so-called journalist Rana Ayyub launched an online campaign to raise funds in the name of charity. These funds were collected in the name of providing ration and medicines to those who needed them the most. 2 years later, these funds are under scrutiny. The Enforcement Directorate is suspecting a multi-crore charity fund scandal. As a part of the investigation, 1.77 crore rupees from her personal account have been attached.
Ayyub, she wasn't in a position to really explain. The fact of the matter is that roughly about 2.5 crore is what you are looking at, that she received funds as per the statement of about 72 lakhs first. Then this another bank account belonging to her sister. Her sister too was summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. A total of 2.69 crore was received from donors through launching these campaigns. As a journalist, Rana Ayyub was not allowed to collect donations from foreign sources as defined in the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010.
Investigative agencies believe that alleged journalist Rana Ayyub has cheated the donors by not using the funds for charity and instead transferring it to fixed deposits. When Republic contacted her, she denied receiving an ED attachment order.
Hello?
Rana?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Good evening. My name is Niranjan and I'm calling you from Republic TV.
Uh-huh.
Rana, this is regarding a provisional order of 1 crore 77 lakh 27,704 rupees, I think issued by the Enforcement Directorate. Just wanted to confirm with you if you have received the order.
No, I have received no such order.
Okay. So you're not aware of this order by the Enforcement Directorate?
No.
Okay. Okay. So we have some information regarding this this order. And I think the allegation is that some of the money that you collected in some of the campaigns, specifically I think 3 campaigns, was used for personal expenses. So wanted to get your response on that.
I will not be able to respond to anything right now unless I have seen it myself.
Okay. So has the Enforcement Directorate or any agencies, have they contacted you?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing of the order from you.
5 months back, Sonu sued to had come under Income Tax Department lens.
जितनी चीज़ें हैं सब प्रोसेस में हैं, सबके सामने हैं. We have given all the details to everyone. और मैं पर्सनली भी आप लोगों से बात करूंगा इसके लिए. वो लोग अपना काम करेंगे, हम लोग अपना काम करेंगे ना.
With Rana Ayyub's name emerging in the alleged scandal, is it now time for greater scrutiny of charity campaigns? Let's debate.
And I can only begin by saying that it is so tragic that there are people in this country who are using the name of slum dwellers and saying the money is for slum dwellers. 2020, she says, I am collecting funds for slum dwellers through some online crowdfunding platform. Then she says, Nupur, I'm collecting the money for farmers. Then she says, I am going to do relief work in Bihar, in Maharashtra and in Assam. Finally, Ishkaran, she says, I am now going to help COVID-impacted people in 2021. So whenever there are people who are in crisis, here comes Rana Ayyub. I want to collect money from them. Good. But what happens with the money? Is the question we want to know. If you take 100 rupees, use 10 rupees in the name of charity, tweet about it 1,000 times, what happens to the rest of the 90% of the money? In this case, it appears, Nupur, a lot of that money was going into some fixed deposits in her own name.
Yes.
She's collecting the money for COVID-impacted people and she's starting a 50 lakh rupee fixed deposit in this bank, that bank. What's going on? You've gone through the case. Nupur, please open the debate. Renu Mittal, Syed Asad Abbas, Kapil Madan, Tausif Rahman on one side. Vikas Pandey, Ishkaran, Sanju Verma and Nupur on the other. Nupur opening. Yeah, Nupur, the editor of Op India.
Thanks, Arnab. So, interestingly, there was a 50 lakh fixed deposit in her father's account. And the reason Rana Ayyub gave was that she wanted to build a hospital. But because of the government hounding, the NGO was backed out. And therefore, her bank manager suggested to her that since it's such a noble cause, she should put the 50 lakh in fixed deposit in her father's name, in a personal account in her father's name, so that the money can keep earning interest. And someday, when...
Now, interestingly, when you do a fundraiser, you state the reason explicitly. In this case, it was to help COVID, the poor people and the farmers who were impacted by COVID. And in that process, the fact that she wanted to build a hospital at some later date in the future
was never mentioned. And that money was then put in a fixed deposit in her father's name. There was other amounts which was deposited in her sister's name, who is in Dubai. When ED summoned her sister, she said that, I'm sorry, I'm in Dubai. My husband is unwell. There are travel restrictions because of COVID. And therefore, she cannot appear for questioning. Further, what is even more interesting is that she claimed to the ED that she had not received foreign funding at all. But the details given by Keto to the ED clearly explains that she got over 86 lakh in foreign funding. As a journalist, she has no right to accept foreign funding without prior permission. And this was completely missed. When income tax did an assessment, they said only about 28 lakh or something from that entire over 2.5 crore that she had collected over a span of 3 campaigns. Only about 28 lakh or so was used for relief, and all the other money was kept idle, either in her personal account or her father's personal account or her sister's personal account. She had parked that money and not even utilized it. In fact, I forget the amount, but somewhere to the tune of maybe 15 crores or upwards, 17 lakhs.
This is so sad.
Was used for personal expenses. Personal expenses. This is mentioned by the Enforcement Directorate in their attachment order. In fact, she told the authorities that, hey, look, I'm an extremely nice person. I even donated to PM Cares and the CM Relief Fund. The ED found that this was an afterthought because the Income Tax Department and the Enforcement Directorate had launched an investigation in Candy. And therefore, it was an afterthought to sort of put that amount in the PM Cares fund.
This is fascinating.
Fund, because the ED said.
So after 1 minute. So you're saying, look how smart this is. Look how smart this is. This is exceptionally amusing. Exceptionally amusing.
Yeah.
Interesting way, right, to help the people. Renu?
So the ED actually
put up FD somewhere,
that, if people
use some of it to go to Goa.
If people wanted to donate to PM Cares, they don't need to donate to Rana Ayyub. They can just donate to PM Cares directly. So why?
No. The question is, Renu Mittal is on the debate. Sanju is wanting to come in.
Give me a few minutes. I'll just tell
goes
you. Look,
Renu. Yeah.
You're addressing me. Are you?
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. You see, the point is that this seems to be such a nicely wrapped, wonderful conspiracy that has been hatched by the ED and the various agencies of the government. Now, Rana Ayyub is a journalist who has written a book on Gujarat, okay? The Anatomy of a Cover-Up. She is on the target of the Modi government and the BJP. She knows that she is under scrutiny all the time. She has been working as
God. So the Modi government put money in her account.
You see,
so the Modi government put money in her account.
No.
And the Modi government forced her to put money in a personal fixed deposit.
Money is that same money?
What are you saying?
No, Arnab. Arnab, if you made up your mind, why are you having this discussion?
Have you seen the documents?
The fact is,
this is so scandalous.
There is no my God about it.
You are defending the indefensible with a straight face tonight, Renu.
The investigative.
You shouldn't do this.
Investigative agencies onto various people, whether it's civil society, whether it's politicians.
Oh God, who's going to buy that silly logic?
Doing it sporadically and whenever it suits them. No, it's okay. You have to know facts. You don't have to buy anything. Now, a person who is under scrutiny by the government is not going to take the money that has been given by a donation onto accounts of a father and a sister. I'm sorry, it's bizarre. Even you, Arnab, don't understand. Don't realize that what you're saying you believe. Now he would have hidden that money somewhere.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. Shawan has a 1 minute. Renu, I'll tell you. Just a minute, please. First of all, before Sanju comes in, Sanju, Renu, I've understood your point. Now I want to make a point here. Okay, just one point.
Is she stupid?
Just one point. Nopur.
She's writing.
Nopur, there are so many others on the debate. I have to get them in.
She knows. She has received threats from rapists, from murderers, from people. One guy from Bhopal has been booked by the police.
Yeah, and so who's put the money into her account?
Guys who have been targeting her. So it's not. It's their own money. How do
okay, Renu, now I heard you. Renu, can you be a little brief? Sanju is on the debate. Renu, just be a little. Renu, can you be brief? Renu, I'll tell you. 1 minute, just 1 minute. Just first of all, if you can be a little brief, I'll get Sanju to respond, then I'll come in. Sanju. Yeah. Okay, I got the point. Sanju.
Okay. Thank you. I heard you out, Renu. Arnab, I just want to quote and I'll take 10 seconds what the Enforcement Directorate has said. Turning the funds raised and misused by Rana Ayyub, the ED order says, we are treating this as proceeds of crime, including acquisition, possession, use, and protecting it as untainted property, and therefore, Rana Ayyub has committed the offense of not only concealing income, but diverting funds. And the total amount of funds could range between 1.77 to 2.5 crore, and while the Uttar Pradesh police will carry out a separate investigation and charge sheet will be
in
filed.
West Bengal during the assembly election, ma'am. The ED even claimed against the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, against the UPIs, against Akhilesh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh.
Money laundering. Arnab, I am not going to debate on your channel because you do not allow me.
Anything.
The moment I start speaking, you get some or the other person to heckle me. I did not even get 30 seconds to make my point. Please, I will not debate. You can get the others to say what they have to. I refuse to speak.
Lot of feedback. Continue, Sanju. There's a lot of feedback coming in on the charity scandal. I think it's such a serious issue, Sanju. I don't think we should get into individual fights here. It's a very serious issue. We understand. Okay, Kapil, she's back. Now let her complete. Then I'll bring you in. I'll just keep saying one thing before you come back, Sanju. I'll tell you one thing, viewers. Please understand. Let me put this in context. Now some people say, oh, you know, the whole government of India is targeting one person who claims to be a journalist. I'll tell you. Tell me a mechanism. Kapil, 1 minute. Just think. Tell me a mechanism through which the government of India can put 2 crore 69 lakhs 50,565 into somebody's account without taking any FCRA clearance. 1. Please tell me a system whereby the money is all collected and a very small portion is used and the rest of it is put in FDs, is lying in accounts. And please tell me, if 2, 3, 4 crore rupees is collected by someone and the person spends 20 lakhs, and then if the enforcement directorate asks you, by the way, wasn't that money meant for the poor people? You say, okay, I'm going to use it at some point of time. Then why did you make a fixed deposit out of it? Why is it lying in your family members' accounts? Why is it being put on one account to the other? Why are the expenses, including a vacation in Goa? Ladies and gentlemen, it's extremely serious. Sanju is completing after that. Back to the debate. Kapil. Sanju. Kapil after that. Yes, please.
Then you can come.
Sanju, the first, then Kapil. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Kapil. You know, the ED clearly says Rana Ayyub has committed the offense of money laundering as defined under Section 3 of the Act 2002, which is punishable under Section 4 of the Act. And I just want to make a small addition there, that if Rana Ayyub could not find viable means to deploy the funds to help people during COVID, because of whatever reason, there is a provision to open an escrow account. She could have opened an escrow account separately, wherein the purpose of the fund is clearly mentioned, people who will finally use the fund is clearly mentioned, and the beneficiaries are clearly mentioned. An escrow account would have been the most transparent way of going about it, rather than transferring money to your sister, to your father, to yourself by way of FDs. This is nothing but concealment of income under Section.
Yeah, it's now. Thank you. Now, Sanju, time for others. Kapil, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Everyone is on the debate. Can I have everyone on air? Particularly tonight, big shout out to Nupur for joining us tonight. She's just come out of surgery and she's convalescing. I think it's very brave of her. She thought it's an important story that broke this evening on Op India, and she's got all the details on Op India. Of course, you'll find her Republic World as well. Shawan, this is a serious issue, the issue of unutilized funds. Can you just lay a little light on that, please? Shawan, you collect 2-3 crore rupees, COVID comes and goes, and now Ishkaran COVID is almost going, and the money is still in your account. So that point also, can you lay light on, Shawan?
Well, in fact, Arnab, there is a bigger charge that has been leveled against Rana Ayyub, and I'll also detail out the funds that have basically come under this scandal. One big allegation is that there were fake bills that were allegedly prepared by Rana Ayyub, and this is what she was confronted with when she was questioned by the Enforcement Directorate last year. There was no explanation that was given by Rana Ayyub. That's a big allegation at this point in time, something more than what we have already put out. Now, coming back to the funds that we are talking about roughly about over 2.6 crore. That too for 3 campaigns that were started by her. And this is exactly what the Enforcement Directorate is saying. 2.69 crore were raised on keto by Rana Ayyub. These funds were withdrawn in the bank accounts of her sister and father. Out of this, 72 lakh was withdrawn in her own bank account. So the question that the Enforcement Directorate is asking is that if you have raised this money for some charity purpose, what is it that this money is doing in your own bank account? And more importantly, why is it that you're not being able to furnish any sort of receipt as far as relief material or disbursement of relief material is concerned? Now, that's a valid question to ask as far as these funds are coming in. At the end of the day, when she was called in for questioning, she said she's a journalist, she's an opinion writer. The Enforcement Directorate in response asked her, if you are a journalist, how is it
become a cover?
You are receiving foreign contribution? So that's a basic question. Now, that's a basic question one would ask.
Okay.
If you are a journalist, how are you getting foreign contribution?
I think it's a... No, I think that's the... You see, I have always maintained that this is all about dubious financing and things. But what I think is most tragic in this particular case, and Shravan, great story broken by you today. The whole country is talking about it. And I just want to say this. The worst part about it is the absence of ethics, you know, beyond anything else. And I really think it is time for the Lutyens lobby to go into deep introspection about how much more the country is supposed to tolerate in the name of being anti-Modi. Oh, I'm anti-Modi, so I'll exploit poor people. Oh, I'm anti-Modi, so I will take the money, put it in my personal account.
We don't have such language.
No, 1 minute. Let's get others who've not spoken. Nupur, wait a while. I bring in Ishkaran and Syed Asad Abbas on the debate. Ishkaran and Kapil Madan. Sorry, Ishkaran and Kapil Madan. Everyone calm down. Reading from a point, it says, it is said. Please pay attention. No, Ishkaran, 1 minute. Very fascinating point. It is to be noted that despite the time span of more than 1 year from the first campaign where she started bringing this money in, the SSC has unutilized funds of approximately 2.4 crore rupees. Now, this is only through this online thing.
Arnab,
no separate accounts were maintained for different campaigns, and it is also not possible to segregate funds used for each campaign. Now, listen to it more. The account in which the money was withdrawn by the SSC or her family members were personal saving accounts. Further, instead of carting out further relief work, the SSC opened a new current account and then went on to make a fixed deposit in her own name. And she has also made personal expenditure from the same savings account in which the funds were received. Now, is she doing all this because she's anti-Modi? I mean, this is a scam of I mean, I don't know what proportions.
Arnab,
yes, Ishkaran.
Arnab, you can spin any story in foreign publications, but the reality remains that 2.69 crore was not deposited by either Modi or the BJP IT cell or by any such person. People felt that she might do some charity, so they gave 2.69 crores, as you have told. Now, that is a documentary thing. It is an entry into bank account. Where that money is removed cannot be faked by anybody. So if that money has been removed into fixed deposit, as is being shown in her father's name, or a fixed deposit or a transfer to her sister's account, that is per se illegal. That money should have been only used for charitable purpose. What is the relationship of the father or the sister with the charity that you do some fundraising? Secondly, most charities have tax exemption certificates. I do not know whether she had any society or any NGO which had a tax exemption certificate.
No.
So on charity money you were paying taxes. That would also be defrauding the public. And third point, Arnab, which I want to raise is very clear, that if you have not spent the money and you are earning FD interests on that money, that is all documentary things. What can be faked by BJP or anybody who's against you? Nothing can be faked in a documentary case like this. Money comes, money goes out.
I also want to look at how then look at what she does. In the look at what she does. Couple, listen to this. In the main body of the reply to the show cause given to her on 17/08/2021, the SSC has attempted to take the stand that since she is not a beneficiary of the donation received by her is not taxable in her hand. However, listen to this, couple. The SSC has submitted she is ready to pay tax now to buy peace, though she has filed a representation before the CBDT for exempting the income. Goes on to say, if the SSC wants to engage in charitable activities, this is not the way. There's a clear mechanism provided by the Income Tax Act. She has received donation money in a personal saving account. You know what crime that is? This has blurred the distinction between her personal funds and the funds raised on the platform, which means no. You are taking the money in the name of poor people, COVID-affected people, and putting it in your personal account. And she has made personal expenditure to the tune of some 19-20 lakhs from the same account, all there. What is going on here?
So Arnab,
Kapil, you're going to justify this, is it? You're going to justify this?
So, allow me.
Are you going to justify this?
I am not the counsel for Rana Ayyub, but I would like to make some pertinent points which your viewers would like to know. Point number one, if you're talking about the spending, we just got the report that the PM Care Fund received a sum of rupees 10,000 crores, out of which only about 3,000 crores have been spent. So rest of the money is lying idle. COVID, as you said, that COVID has come, COVID has down. So the unspent
very nice, beautiful.
My second point.
Very nice.
Allow me to make my
counter for you.
Allow me to make my
counter for you.
Allow me to make.
No, counter for you right now. No second point. No second point allowed. One counter to you. You deserve it. You will be given a counter. The nation wants to hear the counter. Does the nation want to hear the counter, ladies and gentlemen? No. Does the nation want to hear the counter? I hear a loud yes. Now listen, I've decided the nation wants to hear the counter. Wait a minute. There is no democracy on my debate. Don't you know that? It's self-inflicted injury, my friend. By coming into my debate, you have given your right of intervening at your choice. It is on my command. Now question here is this. My friend, Kapil. No.
Rana Ayyub donated
Exactly, Nupur, my friend.
What is wrong with
Arnab, you don't want to talk really.
No, 1 sec.
You want to digress now. We know that you're digressing.
Can I come in? This is brilliant.
You don't want to talk.
I'm not digressing in the least. I'm so focused.
So I started by
Kapil,
saying,
I'm so focused.
You question the spending. I know. I get your humor. I get your drift. But this is not humorous. I mean, I am making a point which your viewers should
What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying you respond.
What
is your rebuttal?
Can I get?
Give me a rebuttal.
Yeah, relax. I'll tell you. Okay. Here's 1 minute. Okay. Listen. Can I just tell you all to be very focused? You know how many people want to hear my rebut to you right now? I assure you, Kapil, more people want to listen to me than you right now. Now, please listen to me, please. I have never been modest in my life. I have to make that assertion, and I know viewers agree with me. Now, my friend Kapil Matan, Shawan, please come to my aid. He says, listen, don't question. She says, Arey yaar, listen. Now again, you know, why are you heckling me? Why are you heckling me? You think I'm Sanju Verma? Wait, no, don't heckle. 1 second. I'm
in stitches.
Wait a minute. Now, Nupur, you are also, you too. At 2, Nupur, please. Question is, this is the best part of the debate. Kapil Madan. Arey, Nupur, stop it. No, Kapil Madan, who comes on my show every day he comes. Every day he comes and he abuses PM Care. Every day he comes. Does he not come every day, Sanju, and abuse PM Care? Every day he comes and abuses PM Care. Today he comes and says, he says, but Rana Ayyub has given money to PM Care. One more point. My question here tonight, and I will not be interrupted right now. My point is simply this. Question is, Arey Baba, now I'll have to reduce the volume. But you can't interrupt me so many times. I'll have to reduce the volume. Please understand. Please wait. Okay? There's a question I have, okay? Dates. I wish Shawan was here. Nupur, help me in this. She says, I gave the money, some of it to PM Care. Question goes, when does she give it to PM Care? She gives it to PM Care after the investigating agencies find out about all these massive discrepancies. So to get away, she says, I'm giving the money to PM Care. Now, this is the same Rana Ayyub, how transparent the world has become, who in July says, this is not a PM Care Fund. You know what she says? She says this is a virus fund. She says, in an article in the Washington Post, she says, Indian leaders' virus fund won't disclose donors and payments. She says nobody should give money to the PM Care Fund.
Yeah.
But when she's caught,
Arnab,
she wants to give money to the PM Care Fund and get away with it.
Kudrati donation.
May I come in?
This is a Kudrati scandal. This is Kudrati charity. It is visible only to people who like her and defend her. Kafirs
Two and two,
like
please,
us
thank
do
you.
not understand Kudrati charity. I think, Arnab, it's beyond our kin to understand such Kudrati
You question on the
charity.
spending.
Now.
The amount
And of course,
is,
charity
amount is not
begins at
spent.
home.
There is a public report that
Charity
says that
begins at
majority
home.
chunk of the PM car is there. It is not spent.
Charity
What is
begins
the
at
logic?
home, sir.
There is
We
no
understand.
logic.
I'm with you.
Now I also,
I'm with you. Charity begins at home.
I also-
She began the charity with
Arnab, if you
herself, her
allow-
father, and her
Arnab, if
sister.
you allow, I would like to make a legal
That
point
is
also
Kudrati
here.
charity, and I
Which will-
completely
which-
agree
which
with
will-
you.
which will
he says,
That is right.
he says, one more point. One more point. I now, Nupur, 1 minute. Before I go back to Sanju, I'll 1 minute. Ishkaran, just 1 minute. Nupur, wait a minute. She says, she's asked to explain, you take the money in the name of the poor people, Ishkaran, but you create a fixed deposit for yourself in your name of 50 lakhs.
Yes, that.
She's asked, why did you make this? She says, I want to build a hospital. But where did this hospital thing come from?
This statement should be reviewed.
And in
by the
response,
court,
she
not
says
by
that to
Arnab.
the best of her memory,
This
Arnab, just 1 point here.
Arnab.
and she says,
you know what? This is.
she says to the best of her memory, had not seen this agreement or signed a document before. Neither had she given them a digital signature that she would check. She would check her email inbox regarding the said agreements, that there was no such agreement between her and Keto on paper. In fact, Varun Sheth introduced her to Mr. Amit, who ran an NGO in Jharkhand for the purpose of a hospital, that in her next visit, she will provide the WhatsApp chat of the same.
Okay, let's.
So now she says, no, it's not for COVID-affected people, it's for a hospital.
Arnab, this is.
Ishkaran, this is getting more complicated.
Points here.
Arnab,
Yes.
this is illegal.
Yes, thank you.
You are doing
Arnab,
Yes,
a
Ishkaran.
media
1
trial.
point for
Yes, Ishkaran.
You have started a
Like,
media trial.
it's a
which is
question to me.
contempt of
Ishkaran.
Let me answer.
Stopped.
Arey Baba,
It's
let
all
me
right,
answer
Ishkaran.
the question to me, please,
The
and you
Constitution
come
of
in.
India,
Yes, thank you.
the law,
Arnab, firstly,
of India
Arnab, on a
should take
lighter
its own
side,
place,
you remind
and
me
the
of
decision will
1980s Ronald Reagan,
ED
who
can
shut
have
everybody in the
lots of
Republican
claims.
primary by saying, I own the mic. So we all know you own the channel, but let us speak also. So the point here is, Arnab, one, that
Please,
first,
please, I was joking.
the minute you transfer the money, I know, I'm laughing. Arnab, when you transfer money into personal account, that is where the crime and the trouble starts, because the money is used into a personal fixed deposit for her father. That is not the purpose of any charity. And second, day in, day out, you abuse the PM Care Fund. And when you are in trouble, you donate to the PM Care Fund. So that is also something which needs to be investigated. Why did she become so nervous or was in such a trouble that you donated money to PM Care Fund? That needs an answer.
All right. Okay, Ishkaran, my friend. Let me tell you this, Arnab. I'm surprised today.
Syed only.
I'm absolutely not surprised, Arnab. Why? Because I tell you, Rana Ayyub is the voice of dissent. Rana Ayyub वो है एक ऐसी औरत है जिसका भाजपा के अंध भक्तों की बैंड बजाती है बार-बार लगातार. She is a voice who speaks against this fascist rule of the ruling dispensation. Now let me tell you, has the court passed an order? Is she guilty? No. Innocent until proven guilty. ED has taken course, it shall come through. The fact of the matter is, Arnab, I debate on the biggest show of India today that why the BJP...
Syed, 1 minute. Syed, listen. This is a... Syed, 1 minute, please. It's a very serious matter and therefore I'm intervening. I have a question for you. Before you go into speech mode. Because last night on the program, you almost went into some kind of a fit, and I need to stop you here before you do a repeat performance. My question to you is, You say you are a journalist, but you therefore must know that you cannot take so much money from foreign sources, defying the Foreign Contributions Regulation Act 2010. You can't do it. So you're therefore carrying out an illegality. Then you're putting the money in your personal account. Then you're using it, putting it in your family people's account. Then you're saying, I will build a hospital one day. Then you don't utilize 80% of the money. Then you have fake bills. And you want to justify all this in the name of politics. It's unbelievable you are doing that. Vikas Pandey is on the debate. He's the co-founder of the Hindu IT cell. He's the complainant on whose behalf the Ghaziabad police registered an FIR. Mr. Pandey, you're the one who filed the complaint.
Yes, Arnab. Okay, Mr. Vikas Pandey, sir, 30 seconds and I'll hear you. Yes, Arnab, I did the...
No, I'd like to hear from Vikas. Yeah, what's the case? Yeah. What's the basic case here that you were making when you filed the complaint?
See, Arnab, I have made a lot of donations, created a lot of donation campaigns for a lot of causes, especially for Kamlesh Tiwari and anti-Hindu Delhi riots, in which I have also collected over 1 crore rupees for that. And in none of those cases, I have ever thought of transferring those amounts to my personal account. It was always transferred to the victim's account. It is a sin to transfer it to your own account and not utilize more than 10% of the account and cry victim. This is a complete case of fraud. And the fraud has not happened with the pro-Modi people. Only anti-Modi people have given her 2.7 crore rupees by trusting her words. And she, on the other hand, cheated those people, and now she is playing victim. It's a complete case of fraud in which she has first of all, accepted it in her personal account, which is extremely, it is unavoidable, it is a sin. And then she has made a FD. How can a Modi government can say that please make a FD and from its interest, use it for your personal savings and don't use more than 10% for the cause? What happened to the 90% of the money which was given to her? It is all gone because of irregularities.
Let me also tell you this, Renu, and this is very interesting. I think I want to share the points with you. I was looking at the papers here, laying down the chronology for you, Renu. Please come into the debate here with Nupur. On 10 September 2021, okay, the Ghaziabad police files an FIR against Rana Ayyub after Keto sends a mail that her funds were not utilized. Now, right after that, there a chronology samjhiye. On between 23rd and 27th September, she then donates 30 lakhs and 4.5 lakhs to PM Cares. This is PM Cares which she has been abusing globally. You understand? When she comes under investigation to protect herself, she then puts 30 lakhs into the fund which she is abusing. She says to everybody, in fact, she used some language, I don't know what this stands for, WT, I will not use the acronym. She was using these abusive acronyms in the context of PM Care Fund. But when she comes under scrutiny, within 10 days, she puts money in PM Care Fund. She has said you can't believe PM Care Fund. She says the PM Care Fund has been diverted in Rajasthan to buy MLAs. But when she comes under investigation, she makes 2 donations to PM Care Fund.
Arnab, 1 minute.
She has been saying, allow me to complete, allow me. Renu, there is something called decency. Why are you supporting it? Why are you supporting this?
My point is, listen to me for a second.
As a senior journalist, are you okay with the journalist taking bills?
Okay, both of you will get 30 seconds to respond to each other. Nupur, wait a minute. Nupur, just hold for a minute. Nupur, will you have 30 seconds here, then you'll stop and Nupur will respond.
Listen to me 1 minute, please listen to me. No, just listen to me. She has to respond only after I speak. Now, this has appeared in Op India. Op India, as we all know, is a platform which is used by BJP to put out a number of stories. And then, you know, you have this Ghaziabad police and you have this IT cell, Hindu IT cell. So, it's what I'm saying in the beginning, and I'm saying it again. It's a very carefully packaged. We have no proof that whatever is being said there.
I'm happy to tell you, Renu, I'm happy to tell you, volume down, I'll have to tell you something. Renu, listen to me now. 1 minute. Listen to me. I am happy to inform you, that so grave are the charges here. So damning the findings. So scandalous the misuse of money taken in the name of poor people diverted to your own pocket. That, why don't you listen? Why have you become intolerant? You were not like that earlier. Now listen to me, Renu. All your Latvians publications have also published this story. And everybody across the whole country is discussing it right now. So it is an Op India exclusive, I acknowledge. And I'm glad that you're admitting that Op India broke the story. But now everybody's followed them. Nupur is responding. Nupur on the fundamentals. Fundamentals. Nupur. Thank you. Nupur.
No, I will first.
Renu Mitra.
Respond to the tirade against Op India, madam.
They've been doing
Renuka ji, keep quiet.
And we don't believe very much.
Renu down.
Keep quiet. Calm down.
Let
me respond to your
Nupur should be allowed to be heard. Anand.
Madam Renuka ji, since you've made a personal remark against me and my organization, I would like to ask you, what was the last major story that you personally broke? Because I know the stories that I have broke. Do not point a finger at me. 1. 2, we do not swindle people in the name of charity and in the name of poor people. You started the slander match, ma'am. You will shut up and listen.
No, pour louder.
We take money in terms of subscription and we pay taxes to the government of India. We support the good policies of the government. We oppose the bad policies of the government. What have you done, madam? What have you done, madam, other than coming on channels by veteran journalists like Arnab and making your name on his shoulder because he's the one who gives you a platform? Without Arnab, without Republic, you have no existence and your astitva is zero. The only reason you're called a senior journalist is because you claim to be one. You have not put out any story of relevance.
I know. And what do you claim? You claim to be a mouthpiece of the government of India, which is worse. At least we are independent in what we think and what we feel. So don't tell me, don't use abusing language against me.
You madam, bake your rotis on the dead bodies of Hindus. Do not teach me journalism. You support a journalist issuing fake bills.
Look at this language.
You support a journalist swindling money from the poor people, from donors, and
the question right now, and Nupur, may I say this, Nupur, 1 minute please, Nupur, I'll tell you one thing, Nupur, 1 second, can you, you've just come out of surgery. I think don't get worked up. Let's go back to the debate. The issue being tonight, Sanju, and I want to go back to this. Everything cannot be made political. Some issues are beyond politics. I think, Ishkaran, that's the point to make here. Some issues, Nupur don't. Some issues are about ethics. I think that's ethics and following the law is the point that I want to limit this discussion to. Nupur, please don't get worked up. I want to go to Ishkaran. Nupur, please don't. Nupur, please don't. Yes. It's not good. Please. Thank you. 1 minute. Sanju is back on the debate. 1 minute. I saw that question was to Sanju.
May I please?
Yeah.
Arnab, let us not lose. Arnab, may I please?
Your pens are sold in the market. And we now know through Rana Ayyub what the cost of your
Nupur, now I don't think, Nupur, I'm requesting you not to get provoked anywhere by whatever Renu said. Please don't get provoked. Sanju is on the debate. I'm saying this is beyond politics. For me, this is about ethics. For me, this is purely about ethics. Nupur, please, Nupur. Thank you. Yeah, it's about ethics. Okay. Please have your say, then Mohammad Tausif Rahman will respond. Go on.
Okay. I hope Mohammad Tausif will not heckle me. I will finish in a minute. Arnab, the most important point is this.
I am a great admirer of Rana Ayyub because Rana Ayyub is equal to Shehla Rashid plus Deepika Rajawat plus Teesta Setalwad put together and more. We all know Teesta Setalwad used these funds from Sabras Communication, an NGO run by her and her husband, to buy lingerie, liquor, undergarments, abroad, trips abroad, and
please, no personal comments, please.
Okay, this is not personal.
Make the point. I don't want any personal remark on my debate.
Okay, I want to now say one very important thing. That in the case of Rana Ayyub Arnab, if the amount in question, as Shravan mentioned, is 2.6 crore, then I'm sure if the regulatory agencies are listening, as per Section 271 of the Income Tax Act, they will impose a penalty which is at least 3 times the disputed amount, which means Rana Ayyub should shell out nothing less than 7.8 crores. Apart from the fact that if she does not cooperate, there is provision for an interest and provision for an arrest to the tune of 6 months or 1 year. And if she is charged under PMLA, the arrest period could be for as high as 5 to 7 years. So, Miss Rana Ayyub, don't dodge the question. Stop playing the game of whataboutery. Stop writing stupid op-eds in Washington Post and saying...
Mohammad Tausif Rahman responding to you right now. Thank you, Sanju. Sanju, thank you. Mohammad Tausif Rahman responding to you. Mohammad Tausif Rahman responding to you, please. Yeah. Thank you. Tausif and then Ishkaran. Yes.
You see.
More details are now coming here.
This is the problem when Rana wrote about Gujarat riots. Well, it's a sad story, whatever she did. But the problem is that, you know, Republic is such a great channel, Arnab, and it's doing such a great job. But I would like to say that right now what we are doing is a contempt of court by using this media trials. It's not legal. It's really illegal. Agar main yahan baith ke, if I just say that the Honorable Prime Minister of India is a chore, it won't happen. It's not a fact. It's not a fact, sir. Until unless the PM care gets audited.
I'll get volume down. Ishkaran responding. Ishkaran responding. Thank you. Now it is written here. It is written here that all this money. Thank you. Volume down. It is written here that all the money received in her sisters and father's bank accounts in Indian rupees was subsequently transferred to her bank account so that she could use it for the purpose it was raised. Right? And we have to understand the number of transactions here is pretty complex, Ishkaran. Okay, we have the breakup of the funds, which is there.
Yes.
Okay. And we have the details of the payments that have been made, including the transfer of payment into her new current account, which happened on the 13th of July, 2020. This is a time when India is really suffering from COVID. Now, if you've been collecting this money but not used it, that's what I want to understand. You're now saying, I will utilize it at some point. Who's going to buy that, Ishkaran? Who's going to buy that?
Exactly, Arnab, 2 points. Whether you were a pro-Modi journalist or you were an anti-Modi journalist, as Rana Ayyub, whatever she wants to be, pro-Modi or anti-Modi, the fact is money came into her account. It is not a fictitious case where no money came into her account. Second part, did that money go into her father's account or sister's account and then came back into her account? That is also factual. Third part of this is where FD is made. That is also factual. When all documentary case, where ED has made a provisional order, that of course will be discussed on national TV and has been discussed in various publications. How can you shut down a case where a charity, a global money has come into, because there were foreign contributions, as you have read out. So that means people from outside India were sending money for charity to India, and then that charity has not been utilized. That is an offense against the people who gave the money also, as well as the people for whom the money was meant.
Yes, please.
If this offense is proved out. But be that as it may, it has to be discussed. Of course it has to be discussed if this has happened. So I don't understand why people are saying, why are you discussing it? And one last point I would like to make here is this, that for such a long period, if you are drawing money into your own accounts, using it for your personal use, that all casts a huge shadow. And if it was anybody else, all the people on the other side would have been jumping up and down that such a person should have been proceeded very strictly as per law.
Okay, now, Ishkaran, I heard you, my friend. Kindly allow me 30 seconds, Arnab. Arnab, there are courts. ED is doing his job. So is Rana Ayyub answerable. Now, allow me, my friend. Thank you very much. Okay, the fact of the matter, Arnab, these ED will never come behind any of these Godi media journalists who are backed by Nagpur agencies. It will never happen. Why? Because Rana Ayyub is a voice of dissent. That will never happen. And why in the last 7 years no BJP corrupt neta has been skinned by the CBI, ED, IT? Can you answer me today, Arnab? Could you please answer me? Why BJP netas are immune? So Sanju, tomorrow you will send BJP, you will send CBI,
fraud who is bigger than KC everyone. A bigger fraud than Shaila Rashid. A bigger fraud than Deepika Razawat. Why? What is the fraud? Varun said, the key director at Keto Ventures Private Limited was summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, and Varun Seth has deposed against Rana Ayyub. So the Enforcement Directorate has concrete evidence. There is a trail of money. He was using income receipts as unsecured loans to conceal income. He manufactured bogus expenditure receipts to lower
democracy in Arnab's kingdom. Arnab, allow me 30 seconds.
Renu, on the right. Yeah, no.
Some other party,
just 1 minute. Renu and then Nupur, please.
You will run after
Renu and then Nupur.
The story says we are trying to hang a journalist only on the basis of maybe it's fictitious, maybe it's true, but let's get to the bottom of it. Why are you passing judgment? Why are you allowing this whole thing?
When was the last time you got to the bottom of any story?
Against the journalist who has been targeting the BJP government and what happened in Gujarat. Now the point is that they're trying to get back fine. So let's not base
Renu, if you'd like to answer a question. Thank you. Renu, here's a question to you. Last minute of the debate. Nupur, I'll come to you after this. Renu, 1 minute. Renu, just briefly. Renu, be brief. Yeah. Question here is to you that suppose, just be logical about it. First of all, I think what are we talking about here? When people are moved, it's during COVID, during earthquakes. If you say that someone is not well, if you say somebody doesn't have money, if you say that for slum dwellers, then people are emotional, they are moved, and they give the money, and they feel good that they've given the money for a good cause. The fault is not of the people who give the money. But if you take the money, if you collect the money, and you collect a lot of the money, and then you collect it in your family members' names, then you transfer the money to your account, and then you don't use the money, and then it is found that you've also used a lot of it for your personal expenses, then I'm just asking tonight, how would somebody feel if they knew, okay, whatever money, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees I gave, it became a pile, it became many crore rupees, and it was collected by one person who's sitting on the money, transferring it, making a fixed account here, doing something there, and when you're asked questions, you say, listen, just keep quiet, I'm anti-Modi. What kind of an answer is that, Renu? Just keep quiet, I'm anti-Modi.
Arnab. No.
Arnab. Is this some kind of a response?
Oh my God.
Arnab, the point here is not that.
Is there a
the point is
that is exactly what it is.
Guilty, fine, let's all hang her. If she has done wrong. But my point is that we are going by one publication called
Arnab,
Op India. We know what the background of Op India is. You see, we have to have.
I'm not concluding anything. Okay. Nupur, last one. Nupur. 10 seconds, Nupur.
Arnab, let me come in. Can you press the stop button on this lady, please? Firstly, we don't know the background of anything, madam, because nobody knows the last time you got to the bottom of any story. You're only a senior journalist because a senior journalist, an actual senior journalist like Arnab gives you platform. That's one. Two, there are serious allegations. You cannot say that, that the charges presented by the Enforcement Directorate are fake simply because, by the Enforcement Directorate, simply because you happen to like somebody who trashes India on a regular basis. That's two.
And we give every side an equal opportunity to speak. And I shall see you tomorrow on the big story and the big debate. Sharp at 9. Good night and goodbye.